top tiers.
I could never have a kid, then be out here still kidding around, boys playing around. Where you really wanna take it now? I got $150,000 for an after party, and I gave it to the police just to break it down. Bring us up, I never take.
Oh,
from Brooklyn, New York. And before we get...
Well, Kevin,
Okay, David, much appreciated. And during this part of the season, a lot of lengthy road trips can be found for teams in the league. Clark, I would assume it's maybe sometimes hard to play at your best when you've been on the road for a long time.
Oh, there's no question about it. I mean, there's a galvanizing aspect to being on the road because it's just you and your teammates against the opponent. But when you're out on the road for a long time, things can get a little stale. You can become a little distracted. So it becomes very difficult, particularly for young teams, to work through the grind and adversity of being on the road. Veteran guys are used to it, but the young fellas often struggle with that.
And a look at the starters for the Hornets. They've got Big Dog, featuring out there with the Beast, and it's Black Hole, and it's Joseph in at the 1. Here's Dio. Now Joseph. Lee outside. Back to Joseph. And there's the pass to Wolf. 5 on the clock. From past the arc. Jefferson was a nice D. On defense, Charlotte coming into this having notched a win against Cleveland in their last game.
And this is why scouting is so important. You've got to be able to identify those role players who can complement what your team does.
And you know what, Greg? Every team has guys that play different roles. As a matter of fact, most players in the league are role players. It's a matter of understanding your role and doing it well because role players are just as important as the stars.
And here is Joseph. A 32-point game for him in the win against Cleveland.
And equally spent as much energy on his D. I mean, 4 steals kind of tell the story.
Nets on defense. Just 5 to shoot. Lee left side. 3-pointer. Good on the 3-point shot. Lee's got his first 3 points of the game.
The backcourt today as good as it gets. And they've earned the green light every time they touch the ball.
Kidd, no good.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
Shots good by Lee.
And setting the tone early with a strong move to the rack.
Yeah, I like the aggressiveness and the fearlessness there, Greg. I mean, very committed to getting the shot he wanted.
Hornets have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. There's the pick. Joseph with the ball, and it's Martin picking him up. Joseph against Martin. Pass to Big Dog. Releases. Kidd grabs the board.
And, you know, the defense was probably in the C-plus range there. I mean, I'm sure he feels like that's one he should have made, that layup.
And it goes out of bounds. That went off Joseph. Kidd against Joseph. Now here's Kidd. D right on him. And that one's good by Lopez.
Nice way to start the evening. His numbers getting called, and for good reason.
Well, you know, Greg, they can count on him to get buckets. I mean, he's getting the ball because he's very efficient when he has
it. Lee against Johnson. Pass to Beecher. And it's Joseph in the corner. Knocked loose. Taken away by Kidd. And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. Again, the Nets for 2.
And that's exactly what they're going for on that shot.
Unable to get the ball in bounds. They get called for the 5-second violation. Joseph, and the dunk by Joseph.
And that is a major league flush right there, my friends.
And in a tight contest like this, Greg, that might be just what they need to get the tide rolling in their direction.
You're exactly right. I mean, so often when a team gets that kind of explosive play out of its backcourt, that can really rally and galvanize the whole squad.
And over the course of the Nets franchise history, some interesting decisions. I mean, back in the 90s, they came very close to changing the team name to the Swamp Dragons. I think we're just going to leave that one right there.
Now, here's Joseph. He's averaging almost 31 points a game right now, an extraordinary figure for any player to post. Shot clock at 6. Out left to the wing. Uses both hands to slam it down.
Ooh, he put a little extra on that one.
He does. He doesn't usually finish soft either. Obviously, he can when necessary, but not that time.
Not when he can throw it down like that. Boom!
Now here's Kidd. In the game against New Orleans, very impressive.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
Exactly. The defense determined not to allow the easy layup right there. They'll settle for making him earn the free throws.
Well, he's come through for them at the line today, and you love having a big fella who's so capable on his free throw.
Now the pass to Wolf. Here's B-Train. Pass to Wolf. Here's Joseph. Out the basket. Joseph's got 6.
And that's what he does. I mean, he is a bucket getter.
Stolen by Joseph. Oh, tried to dunk it home, but drew the foul, and he'll go to the line.
Wow, that is a strong move there to go in for the dunk.
And I like the job the defense did to not let him have it. I mean, make him earn it at the line.
And so he makes both from the line.
Textbook shooting from the stripe. Great form, soft release, mark it up.
Johnson kicks to Kidd. Now here's Martin. Not a lot of room. To the middle. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. In a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Hornets.
With the aggression they're showing early on, I mean, they're driving it to the hoop with authority and force.
And also, they're jumping on a lot of turnovers, making sure they turn them into points at the other end.
Passes it to Wolf. There's B-Train. Nice pass in here by Charlotte. Shot clock at 5. There's a good screen and a wide open look for Lee. Nice teamwork to set up the big play and make the space for the J.
And they are going toe-to-toe here tonight, guys. This thing's like a heavyweight fight.
Yeah, these teams evenly matched, Greg, trading hits and refusing to give up any advantage.
Just a moment to look back at how things were last season for this team as we look at the shot breakdown for Charlotte.
And they were focused on spreading the floor and getting good looks from three-point range. That was the key to their offense. They put in a lot of work on the perimeter.
Now here's Joseph. 8 points for him. The pass to Big Dog. Lee goes in, and Lee with the stuff.
Wow, look at how quick he flashes to the rim there for the finish.
Joseph against Kidd. And that one drops. Kidd's got 9. Here's Dio. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Pass to Beecher. Poked away. And that'll be Charlotte as it goes out of bounds. Hornets retain possession. And some changes here for the Hornets. Big Daddy comes in for Big Dog. And it's Big Cat in for B-Train. Harris against Joseph. There's the screen. The Hornets rebound. Boyd the pass to Joseph. Passes it to Wolf. here's Joseph. Guarded closely. A second chance effort. Boyd pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. And the Hornets lead by 4.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Harris with it. Picked up by Joseph. Outside Jefferson. And the Nets, another 3.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
Now here is Brand. Joseph with the ball. Dishes it to Brand. The feed now to Joseph. Now the pass to Wolf. And that one is hammered home.
And a lot of scoring here early on. This is the type of game the fans love to see.
Tell you what, Greg, you're getting to the point where you assume every shot is going to go down. I mean, nobody's missing out there.
Lopez a screen. Gill kicks to Harris. There's the double team with Joseph. Pass to Harris. 3-pointer. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Here's Wolf. Hooked away. Here's Gill. He had 10 points in the win against New Orleans. Pass to Van Horn. Outside Jefferson. Feeds it to Lopez. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Clark, when you watch a team that's clicking on offense, what are some of the smaller things, the small details that are setting them apart?
Well, a couple of things. One is solid screen setting. That's huge because that's an unselfish act when you set a screen to get somebody else open. Then ball movement. Being willing to go past a good opportunity for a next pass best opportunity. I think the Golden State Warriors do that as well as any team in basketball. The extra pass, sharing the ball, and giving themselves up for each other.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Harris against Joseph. Harris kicks to Varejao. And Garcia with the block. Here's Lee. And Lee with the stuff.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat.
Now's the time to do it. Keep attacking that rim.
Gill against Lee. Harris kicks to Lopez. That's good, and he's now 3 for 4 from the field.
Really strong rebounding on the interior, and he gets the easy putback. .130 left to play here in the first.
Brand, a screen on Harris. Now Joseph, 8 points for him. Outside, Garcia. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Brand, and finished off by Brand.
Oh boy, to be young again.
Makes you nostalgic, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does make me look back a little bit, but I could never throw it down like that. It sure does look good.
Last game for Brooklyn, they picked up the W against New Orleans.
And always tough on the road, but that attack mindset that they brought offensively, I really felt like that set them apart.
And what stood out to me, Greg, was the aggressiveness. I mean, it seemed like they just were eager to get it done, wanted it a tad more than the other team.
And how about a little bit of showmanship there as he increases the lead?
Oh, I like that. That's got to be, though, a tough pill for the defense to swallow.
Well, he's a guy that you know can hurt you with his passing, and right there, he does some damage with his finishing, too.
Here's Harris, following the bucket by the Hornets, over Joseph. Here's Lopez, up and in for the basket, number 4. That makes him 4 for 5 now.
He has been fantastic this quarter, guys. It's just the kind of effort they need if they're going to continue to trim the lead.
And here is Joseph. 10 points for him. Here's Garcia, and he goes in for the dunk.
And he had more than enough room there for one of those trademark slams that he's become noted for.
And Greg, I think once he got that space, you just knew it was going to happen.
So did the defense.
Yeah, that's right.
And I tell you what, he does not squander those chances. I mean, he's always going to punch it home with that kind of chance.
And so it's the Charlotte Hornets heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. We come back right after this. All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And when you consider how Brooklyn with the ball, 7-point differential. They've got Gill. Brook Lopez is out there with Anderson Varejao. Then it's Devin Harris, and it's Van Horn in at the small forward. That's the Nets 5 as we get into the second quarter.
Excellent timing on that tip in. That's something that makes him so good. I mean, just great timing in the air around the basket. A gift.
Here's Big Daddy. They set the pick. Harris against Campbell. Right side Garcia. And he uses the glass on the layup. Garcia's got the lead up to 7 now for the Hornets.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
And Greg, those looks they're allowing are almost automatic.
Varejao setting the pick for Harris. Shot clock at 6. Releases from 15. It's rebounded by Charlotte.
And he's just a tough defender. Good positioning to get after that shot.
Did a good job guarding the mid-range. Extended out nicely and definitely bothered the shot.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
And how? I mean, they're taking this defense to task, taking them to school. Every one of their last 10 points have come in the paint.
Gill kicks to Harris. Shoots over Campbell. It's deflected. Two minutes now played in the second quarter. Outside, Garcia. Over Lopez. Offensive rebound. Passes it to Campbell. Brand outside. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. Campbell with it. Devin Harris covering. Kicks to Garcia. From downtown. A rebound by the Nets. Lopez has got 4 rebounds in this game. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Harris misses.
That's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Textbook defense all around. Nice job at contesting the shot without fouling. And that's how you do it. Well done.
The dish to Varejao. Floats one up. Shot is good. And the Charlotte lead is cut down now to just 7 on the basket from Harris.
Resplendent release on the floater. When executed correctly, it's a beautiful, effective shot.
Here's Big Daddy. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. Harris against Campbell. Outside, Garcia. That ball is in the basket. Now he's shot 6 and made 3 of them.
Nicely done. They continue to attack inside, and that's 10 points in a row in the paint.
If you can't stop it, here it comes. I'm right at you.
Lopez passes to Gill. From the strike. Misses off the left iron.
Boy, the defense had gone to sleep, so you got to knock that one down.
Harris against Campbell. Over in the corner, Brand. And there's the pass to Lyons. It's tipped. Right wing, 5 to shoot. Garcia against Harris. Garcia can't get it to go. Nets trail by 9. Pass to Gill. Off with the layup.
Boy, he's holding his team back. Really a hindrance. Can't make a thing. He's way off today.
Pushing their lead to double digits. ABC's got 5 points now this quarter.
And they've got to talk to each other on D there. Miscommunication, and now he's able to make them pay.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn. We always talk about what a good shot is from time to time. Clark, how would you define a good shot in the context of an offensive possession?
To me, Kevin, a good shot is a shot that a guy can make 60 to 80% of the time when he takes it. Whether that's a three-point shot, your post-up moves, your mid-range jump shots, those are quality shots. And then the other piece of it is you don't want to take a lot of contested shots. You can make them as a pro, but good shots are shots you can make 60 to 80% of the time, and usually that means you're getting open shots versus contested shots.
So Charlotte calls timeout. They're first.
And really, whether you're up or down, it's a game of adjustments.
Always. And having a good coach is critically important. I mean, you need somebody you can count on to make the right adjustment.
The Beast is checked in for Charlotte. Let's take a brief moment to look at the 2K leaderboard with the list of the league's feistiest defensive teams. The Hornets, number 1.
And it's no accident to see them at that top spot, guys. I mean, great awareness and anticipation. They apply a ton of pressure defensively.
And he comes off the screen and slams it through.
And a sturdy screen set for him that time. And he doesn't fool around, just straight to the rim for the finish.
No way for his man to get around that one. That's for sure.
No chance, Kevin. I mean, the screen was in the right spot. His feet were set. He would have had to go straight through it, and that's not legal.
Campbell against Kidd. He feeds it to Martin. Jefferson, that's for 2. That one, no good. And Charlotte will go the other way with it. They traveled to Brooklyn last time they faced the Nets, and they came away with a win.
A huge margin of victory for them when these two teams squared off last, and they got scoring from up and down their lineup.
Yeah, the reserves, the guys coming off the bench, Greg, made their presence felt. And, of course, with their big lead, they were able to give the bench a lot of run.
And, Clark, we've heard the term empty stats for players that put up big numbers but didn't impact the game to the same level of those numbers. What do you think about empty stats?
I'm mixed on empty stats. Clearly, some stats impact winning more than others, but in this day of analytics, some of the stats that apparently document impact in winning may be overdone as well. Statistics are statistics. They're part of the game, and you evaluate them in the context of a number of variables. So they're here to stay. Empty is probably too strong because they're part of the game.
Campbell with it. He picked up 12 points in their last win against Cleveland. And here we go. Brooklyn, fast break. Here's Jefferson. Good in the assist to Kidd. Back down to single digits for the Nets.
Boy, he hit his teammate in the perfect spot. Led him easily to the bucket. That's what you call a room service assist.
Now Campbell. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. They set the pick. He kicks to Garcia. Pass to Campbell. Here's B-Train. 4 on the clock. Yep, that one goes in there. B-Train's got his first bucket in this one.
Yeah, heads up aggressive play right there. Saw the smaller man on him and took it straight to the basket.
And that's a foul called on Money. That is his first foul of the game. Lee's checked in for Charlotte. Joseph comes in for Campbell. Whoops, anticipated the pass. Turnover. Down low, Lee. And Lee with the stuff.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense. Well, he's been excellent thus far, Kevin, but it still hasn't been enough to get them the lead.
Now, here's Joseph. 10 points for him. Here's the screen. Good for the 5th time in 5 shots. He remains perfect.
And you can see there the defender gets caught up on the pick.
I think he's got to be more aggressive, stronger, getting through those screens. Can't allow shooters that kind of space to pull the trigger.
Checking out the numbers for the Beast. The past month has been surreal. Right around 21 points per, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. And the numbers, while pretty outstanding, I mean, we've now come to expect that from this guy.
Completely in harmony with what his coach is trying to do there. Just a marvelous all-around talent.
Clock is at 3, and there's the defensive 3-second call. The Nets have gone 6 of 8 from the free throw line tonight. And the technical free throw is good. And Clark, you've been a member of this booth and many others for quite some time. I've always wondered, how did you make the jump into broadcasting?
Well, you know what? I've always enjoyed the game, Kevin, been a student of the game, and have enjoyed reading and playing with words. So when my basketball playing career ended prematurely back in 1987, I got a chance to do Pacers radio, and from there fell in love with this new career and wanted to excel at it, and I've been at it now for over 30 years and hope to have a few more left in front of me.
And finished off by Martin.
And if that doesn't get too fired up, guys, nothing will.
Greg, just what the doctor ordered, huh? Some high-flying annex to narrow the deficit.
Tell you what, fellas, that could give them the energy boost they've been looking for.
And here is Joseph. 14 points for him. Passes it to Big Dog. Joseph with the ball. On the wing, Lee. Back to Joseph. They set the pick. Lee outside. Now the pass to Wolf. He dishes it to Joseph. 3-pointer. And again, Charlotte with the triple.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Nets trail by 15. Here's Kidd. He's got 14. Martin dishes to Kidd. And Jefferson wide open. He shoots. Martin kicks to Kidd. Johnson a wide open look. And a great assist by Kidd as that one goes in.
Wow, what a pass there. He made that a very easy basket with that setup.
1:37 left to play here in the half. Charlotte calls timeout.
Start. Ladies and gentlemen, your Brooklyn Nets.
Some changes for Charlotte. Big Daddy's checked in for Big Dog. Big Cat comes in for B-Train. And it's Garcia in for the Beast. Now Joseph, 17 points in the game. 1:24 left in the second quarter. There's a good screen. Clock at 6. Didn't think that was going to go in. 16 points for Black Hole.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
Johnson, the pass to Van Horn. Johnson with it. Picked up by Joseph. Martin with a screen on Lee. With a floater. Kidd, no good.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
Clearly a frustrating missed opportunity there. Perfect screen, got him the space he needed, but he bricked it.
And Joseph kicks to Garcia. To the inside. Boy, terrific assist. A nice finish. Solid play all around.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Out in the screen. Johnson dishes the Kidd. 17 seconds left in the first half, and it's blocked.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
And so it's the Charlotte.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, folks. Welcome back. Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. This is the halftime show on 2K Sports. After the first 2 quarters of play, it's Charlotte in control. They are way out in front, leading by 17. Kenny, what's your take?
They have run their offense straight out of a coach's textbook tonight. Both ball and player movement have been excellent. And the result of all that movement, almost all high-quality shots they're generating. It's pretty to watch. Very good fundamental basketball.
And over to Shaq. What do you think about Brooklyn? And that will wrap.
The Brooklyn Museum, just one of the many places to visit here in this famous borough of New York City. Welcome back, folks. And so it's Brooklyn with it, trailing by 17. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. Setting the floor for the Hornets. Lights out there with Lee. Then there's Big Dog, and it's the Beast, and it's B-Train in at the power forward position. Here's Dio. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. They set the screen to the paint. It's stolen by Johnson. Back to Joseph. Off the screen, and the dunk by Joseph.
I mean, already hot coming into the game. Is it fair to say he's hotter?
Well, that might be fair, Greg, but I wouldn't want to take away from what he did in that last game. I mean, let's just say it's a pretty nice run he's on, no matter how you decide to frame it up.
Lopez a screen. Clock at 6. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Charlotte leading by 17. Inside. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. B-Train's got his second bucket.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Kidd kicks to Lopez. Johnson in the corner. Lopez sets a screen for Johnson. Nice work there coming off the screen. Johnson's got 9.
Effective screen set there for the jump shot. That was the key to the play.
Into the third we go. 2 minutes in now. Joseph against Kidd. Wolf passes to Joseph. The feed to Lee. And Lee with the stuff.
Yeah, I mean, he's been orchestrating all game at a high level.
Yeah, making his teammates better through his passing. Greg, you know about that because you did it. Great job sharing the ball.
Oh, well, I appreciate it, partner. Always important to have somebody keep rhythm in the game.
Lopez outside. Joseph against Kidd. We have the step back. It's rebounded by Charlotte. The Beast's got his third rebound tonight.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it. Gritty and rough. But that's how you win games.
Some changes for Brooklyn. Gill is checked in for Jefferson. And Harris subbed in for Johnson. Now let's take a peek at the league leaders in scoring. And you look at Joseph, leading the league in points per game. Such a great player. And, of course, Blackwell right on the trail.
Anytime these two guys are on the floor at the same time, you're just waiting for one of them to go off, if not both of them.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
Nets trail by 21. Now here's Kidd. He's got 14. From the low block, Lopez with the bucket. Lopez has got 12 points in the game.
Defensively, this is what you know. He's coming off a hot game and looking to keep it rolling.
As well he should, Greg. I mean, he always is looking to score the ball, even more so when he's hot. I like the mindset.
There's the pick. Off the pick.
Oh, wow.
That's a beautiful jam.
Yes, indeed.
That is not possible. What we just, is that possible?
I think it is, Greg. Not probable, but like possible, like you said.
Kevin and Greg, I'm telling you, he's one of the few players in the NBA who can pull something like that off.
6 to shoot. Lopez, a screen on Joseph. Here's Kidd. And the rebound goes to the Hornets.
Not surprising he missed that one, though, Kevin. I mean, the defense was very aggressive on him there.
Joseph, the pass to Big Dog. And here is Joseph. He's got 21. Pass to Wolf. Offensive rebound. Fires from deep. The three-pointer is right on target. The Beasts got 5 points in the quarter.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
Lee against Harris. Cutting the screen. Harris dishes the Kidd. Over Joseph. And the shot falls short this time.
Allowing no space for the shooter to get comfortable. Just terrific defense.
Yeah, excellent extension on the block. Superb timing as well to swat that one away.
Kidd against Joseph. Outside Kidd. Here's Lopez. Kidd kicks to Lopez. Kidd against Joseph. Kidd with the bucket. Kidd's got 16 points.
Jason Kidd is a special shooter, no doubt.
Here's Dio. Looking for his first basket still in this one. They set the pick. Goes up off the pick. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
And although an undersized center, more than making up for it with some serious hops.
Timeout called, the Nets.
Yeah, he's got to make some adjustments here. Just too easy to score in the lane against them right now.
Yeah, there's no reason why they should be scoring at will down there easily as they have. I mean, they've got to be more aggressive inside.
Anderson Varejão's checked in for Kenyon Martin. Big Daddy's checked in for Charlotte. Big Cat comes in for B-Train. Harris with it. Stats on him, he's averaging 9 points a game. To the inside, Lopez. And he makes the bucket, drew contact, and gets the whistle too.
I tell you what a good thing that he showed up today, because without him, already be over.
Garcia, he's checked in for Lee. Charlotte leading by 23. Now Joseph, 21 points in the game. To the right side. Here's Wolf, and he goes big with the dunk over Brook Lopez.
My goodness, that was absolutely filthy.
Oh, nasty. This building is stunned. He dug deep, Greg, into his bag of tricks there.
Boy, I'd love to get a replay on that one. Let's keep it handy so we can see it again.
Wow, fired that bounce pass in there beautifully.
Harris against Joseph. Brand, a screen on Harris. Now, here's Joseph. He's averaging almost 31 points a game right now, an extraordinary figure for any player to post. Garcia passes to Wolf, and he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher.
And guys, I like the fact that he chose the one-hand tomahawk slam because you get a little higher when you go off one hand and one foot.
Verjao comes with the double team, and then Brand with the dunk.
And you can see it. They're in a nice rhythm in terms of shooting. It's been that way the entire second half.
And you know, Greg, it's hard to ask for much more than that because they're getting to their spots and they're knocking down the shots.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Campbell, he's checked in for Joseph. Charlotte's gone 5 of 10 from downtown tonight. 50% exactly. And here is Campbell. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. There's a screen. And he's fouled on the shot. One free throw coming up.
Nice pass here to set that basket up.
And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for Charlotte.
And I like how they've taken the high percentage shot in the paint. In that first half, we saw them doing it, and they've continued to succeed as the game has worn on.
Something else they've done is force a lot of mistakes defensively. They've been turning those turnovers into points.
Here's Gill. He's been a reliable scorer for him as he's averaging up over 13 points a game. Got a hand on it. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. Charlotte shooting their 6th and 7th free throw attempts tonight.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Guys, that says a lot about the poise of this team. I mean, they've been so calm, cool, and consistent at the stripe this year. I mean, that's impressive.
Joe Johnson, he's checked in for the Nets. Picked by Verjao. Here's Van Horn. An easy 2 points on the layup.
One of the reasons they're behind is because we haven't seen enough of that. He needs to become a bigger part of the offense.
Brand with it. Now Campbell. Passes to Wolf. Nice pass in here by Charlotte. Down it drops through the net for his 9th bucket. He is 9 for 13 so far.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys' sheet.
And it's good for 2. And Nets coach Kenny Atkinson, before taking over in Brooklyn, a key assistant in Atlanta under coach Mike Budenholzer.
Yeah, and you talk about the Spurs coaching tree. There are a lot of good branches on that tree, boy. Budenholzer spent almost 2 decades in San Antonio. Now his assistant in Atlanta, Kenny Atkinson, is the head coach in Brooklyn.
Out to the right wing. There's 1:40 left in the third. 6 on the shot clock. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. The Beasts got 18 points just in the second half.
And not quite as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. Sticking to the high percentage shots, playing smart with the lead. And not relying at all on the three-point shot. They may want to rethink about stretching the defense a bit like they did in that first half.
1:06 left in the third quarter of the game. And here is Campbell. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. To the wing on the left. Here's Wolf. Foul on the play. Basket count, so it'll be a 3-point play chance.
Boy, has he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter. He's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense.
Jefferson's checked in for Brooklyn.
Of course, he didn't have an attempt there in the first half. He's hoping to be a little bit more active and aggressive here and draw some fouls here in the second.
Brooklyn's gone 4-6 from outside the arc tonight. Johnson dishes to Harris. Picked by Varejao. Jefferson. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. The Nets have made their free throws at a pretty good clip. They've hit 8 of 10.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
You know, the numbers from the line, guys, are close to where they were last year. But just a tad worse, so not too bad.
ABC's checked in for Charlotte. Right side Garcia. There's 25 seconds left to play in the third. And a strong finish with 2 hands.
And haven't we seen that a few times today, guys? I mean, their defense has got to have a little bit more toughness about it.
And if it doesn't, this is only going to get uglier. I mean, that's no way to defend a player of his caliber.
On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe.
And you know, something I remember from their last game was how good he was at the line.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, he attacked, got to the line a bunch, and cashed in on his chances. And I think it's clear he's gotten better in that department since last season. I mean, he looks a lot more comfortable at the line now, and he's getting better results.
And so is Charlotte, sitting pretty as the quarter comes to a close. Their lead all the way up there at 35 points. From the field, they have been outstanding. Amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. And we're rolling here again with the fourth quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. Here's Campbell. They've got Devin Harris. Jefferson is out there with Anderson Varejao. And it's LeVert in at the 2 spot. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Campbell with it. They set the pick. Just 5 on the clock. Off the pick. Nice jump shot. Good. 14 points for the Prophet.
And you can see there the defender gets caught up on the pick.
I think he's got to be more aggressive, stronger, getting through those screens. Can't allow shooters that kind of space to pull the trigger.
Off the pick. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. With the versatility of modern players and the switching that goes on in defensive schemes, Clark, are traditional NBA positions meaning less and less in the game now?
I think we're finding that more teams are playing close to positionless basketball in many ways. So positions aren't nearly as important as skill sets with your 5 players on the floor. I think that's what you look at when you field your team.
The pass to Lyons. Here's Garcia over Jefferson, and he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's going to be on Varejao.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling.
We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. LeVert the pass to Harris. Now here is Varejao. D right on him. And the baseline jumper, no good.
Hey, I thought he had the space to shoot comfortably there, and disappointed that he missed it.
Here's Lyons. Hits it from 3-point range.
And when you're down this many points, hard to justify leaving a good shooter that wide open.
Well, you know what, Greg? To me, it looks like they packed it in and just kind of given up.
Jefferson, a screen on Campbell. Will it go? And he got the whistle, so he'll have a 3-point play opportunity.
How about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket?
Clark, the current era is so connected to fans through social media. Just how much has that changed the NBA, do you think?
Well, I don't think it's just changed the NBA. It's changed our society and culture at large, and it's here to stay. I just like to see people productively and fruitfully use social media. And I would like to see less of the vitriol and hatred that is afforded for people to hide behind with their negative comments.
They get it back. Kicks it out to Garcia. They get it again. Pass to Campbell. From downtown, Garcia's shot is good. Garcia's got 19 points.
Man, that's sure got to be a load off his mind after not hitting a single three-pointer in that first half.
Pick by Varejao. Here's Jefferson. Terrific design on the pick play. He lays it in. Jefferson's got 5 points now this quarter.
And he'll take it right into the teeth of the knee without thinking twice about it.
Now here is Brand. Brand, a screen on Harris. Pass to Lyons. Campbell with it. Outside, Garcia. Basket made. That gives him 7 field goals in 13 tries.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
And that's a foul called on Money. That'll be his second foul of the game. The Nets making a switch here. Hollis Jefferson's checked in. Here's LeVert. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Here's Harris. The shot from the low post is good.
Oh, such a field shot there, the floater.
Clark, we've seen a few active players have their own podcasts that they produce throughout the season. That's a good idea or a bad idea for them?
Again, I'm ambivalent to that because the landscape is so different now with the social media platforms, and I like the fact that players have a chance to control their narrative, their story, through the different social media platforms, the Players Tribune, podcast. Now, you have to balance that with your responsibilities and obligations to your team, your teammates, and your franchise. And so that's where it becomes a challenge, managing your time effectively and using it wisely. But clearly, players should have the opportunity to be fully engaged people beyond just playing the game.
Good on both.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
100% since halftime? Come on now. I'm not sure this lead's going away anytime soon with that kind of marksmanship.
Jason Kidd is checked in for Harris. Passes it to Lyons. Now Campbell. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Left side, Garcia fires for 3. And the Hornets miss again. The Nets have gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the fourth. A baseline J. Hollis Jefferson can't hit. Charlotte's gotten off 4 3-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen. And here is Campbell. Brand, a screen on Kidd. Campbell kicks to Brand, and he makes good on the layup.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring, and this one couldn't have been any easier.
Yeah, that was actually no defense at all there, Greg. I mean, layups don't come any easier than that. I mean, they're piling it on now.
Here's Hollis Jefferson, guarded by Garcia. Hollis Jefferson passes to Kidd. Brooklyn needs to get off a shot here. And it's LeVert missing. Here's Charlotte. They're on a 16-7 run. Charlotte calls timeout. Clark, when we talk about the importance of what a player can do, how important is it for a player to know what they cannot do?
Very important. Understanding who you are and what your skill set is and how that fits with your team, critically important. But then embracing your role within your particular limitations, skill set, and teamwork.
And the Hornets making a change here. Big Dog, he's checked in for Big Daddy. B-Train comes in for Big Cat. Lee's checked in for ABC. And it's Joseph in for Campbell. Down low.
And how about the communication between teammates on that alley-oop?
And that's what you need to pull that thing off.
Boy, both ends of that play, guys, were fantastic.
Here's Joseph. He can't get it to go. So Brooklyn will take it the other way. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Lee outside. 6 to shoot. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. First one falls for him. And both free throws good for Lee. Here's LeVert. And recently, the NBA changed it so announcers for teams no longer get a vote in league awards. Not an easy decision for the league to make, Clark.
No, it wasn't an easy one, but I can understand that. There's always the potential for bias when you're associated with a particular team, but there's also some expertise that you no longer have now because of that rule. So it's a delicate balancing act, and I don't mind at least giving it a shot for the league to do it this way.
Joseph with the ball, and Garcia kicks to Joseph. Lee outside. Wow, that makes him a perfect 10 for 10, double-digit perfection.
And every move he makes looks like the right one at this point.
No doubt about it, Greg. I mean, the game comes so naturally to him, easily. I mean, helping to expand their lead as they try to close this one out, he's doing it.
A nice shot by LeVert.
Like the way LeVert controls himself, always under control, knows what he's looking for, takes his time, particularly when he's close to the basket.
Here's Dio. Now, here's Joseph. To the paint, up off the screen. B-Train passes to Big Dog. Here's Lee, and Lee with the stuff.
He has really shot the ball extremely well, as you'd expect. Like we say, he's been making sweet string music all day long.
Kid passes to LeVert. Officials have been scrutinized by players and coaches and analysts alike for as long as the games have been played. Clark, just how hard is it to be an official in the NBA?
Kevin, harder than I can really articulate. When you think about the number of calls, the speed and strength and athleticism of the players, the dimensions of the court being such a confined space for 10 extremely athletic, powerful players. All of that speaks to me in this way. The NBA officials are fantastic. Yes, they make mistakes, but all human beings make mistakes, and that human element should always be part of the game. I like technology aiding the officials, but I don't ever want to see us eliminate the human element of officiating.
And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game. Lights out.
As the ringleader of their offense, he has been on his game tonight, spreading the ball around, keeping everyone involved, making sure the offense never gets bogged down. He's just giving them just what they needed at that point guard position.
Well, to come in here facing a hostile crowd and have a game like he's had, that's what separates the good players from the great players. Here's LeVert. It's Kidd with the drop. And that one, good. Kidd's got 20.
Really, really good at recognizing the gaps and getting the ball to the rim.
Now Joseph. And league expansion is something that simply won't leave the conversation in the NBA right now, Clark. Do you think that the NBA adding another team or two is inevitable?
I don't think it's inevitable. As a matter of fact, I think we're at a good number where we are, Kevin. It's still the best league in the world, and I think you could dilute that a bit if you added teams. So I'm fine with where we are.
Stolen by Joseph. Charlotte calls timeout. They're in front by 46. 1:56 left in the fourth quarter. And some changes here for the Hornets. Big Daddy's checked in for Big Dog. Big Cat comes in for B-Train. And Cook subbed in for Garcia. Screen by Brandt. Joseph dishes to Brandt. And finished off by Brandt.
Okay, 2 hands for safety. That's what they say, right?
That's right. He was ultra safe with that dunk, no question.
And he should be. I mean, remove all doubt. Get it down, hard, and simple.
Basket is good, and he'll get a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Major dominance, and it comes so easily for him. Fantastic at getting to his spots on the floor.
The free throw drops for Kidd. And here is Lee. 1:32 left in the fourth quarter. There's the pick. And here's Joseph for 3. Sinks the triple. Joseph's got 9 points here in the second half.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout. Big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a galley win for the Hornets.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget, and on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And so looking at their number, this will be win number 22 on the year.
And as we get set to put this one to bed, a one-sided season series thus far. They've won 2 straight.
Yep, but 2 more to go before the end of the season, and they'll obviously be very confident heading into those 2 games.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Joseph.
And the way he was able to dice up their D with his passing really made things easy for everyone else on his team.
Second free throw, no good. Brooklyn with the ball. Kidd up top. He's covered by Joseph. The pass to Hollis Jefferson. Here's Kidd. It's tipped. Joseph against Kidd. Played in with a nice touch off the glass.
And how much longer are they going to keep that foot on the accelerator?
As long as required, Greg. I mean, you can tell they want to put this thing to bed.
Stolen by Joseph. Here's Lee, and Lee with the stuff.
Tremendous effort here on the road. That plane ride home is going to be sweet.
No doubt about it, partner, but unfortunately, the flip side of that coin, the drive home for the hometown fans, going to be rather flat.
And the basket by Kidd.
Playing big, willing to go toe-to-toe against the guy who towers over him.
Yeah, I like his heart there, the competitive spirit. I mean, refusing to be held in check by bigger defenders. That's all heart and competitive spirit.
7 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Hollis Jefferson. And so it's the Hornets taking care of business in this one. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
Hey, that's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Owen, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. So long, everyone.